So did you hear that like Fox Business reached out to Nintendo to make sure that Link from Zelda was in fact a cis man?
I love this. Did you guys render a penis under there? Is there? I need to know. I need to know if this is the cis man or not.
I'm not going to release it to the public. That
Yeah,
like this you can go like off the record. I need to verify it.
yeah. I just need to know. I just need to know if Link has a cock or not. Does Link got a little sausage link down there? Is that what? I just need to know about this video game character. It's very important.
I love that they put this isn't just Fox News, it's Fox Business. Fox Business. Male protagonist in quote Legend of Zelda hailed as non-binary trans icon by media, gamers. Nintendo game designer said Link is quote definitely a male, but also sometimes quote gender neutral.
You know what? Shout out Nintendo for doing that. That's really funny.
Well, it's just
Like,
one guy. It's just the one guy they talk to who's
was
like,
that one guy just being awesome? Like, just like, well, I mean, I may as well fuck with you guys. Like, you guys don't
no,
really
he
want to hear
means
this.
it. I think he's being sincere.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Either way,
but
it's awesome.
I love just like going to DeviantArt and reporting. This is like the Reddit lies account. This is like finding a whatever. Yeah, just
I
finding
keep saying Link
fan.
cosplay,
Yeah.
but Link's pretty busty. He's got giant titties. That's what I keep seeing on my feed. So I need to know what's going on with Link.
Did you know that some fans and gamers are saying that Link can wear Metroid's armor?
Whoa, chill. The blaster and everything.
Yeah, the blaster and the helmet's
Oh,
on. The helmet's on.
fuck.
So you could be like, I love Metroid. And then all of a sudden, he takes that helmet off. And you're like, what the fuck, man?
Metro was being gender neutral the whole time. Fuck.
It's not right. It's not
I
right at
picked
all.
blue highlights on the skin. I wouldn't have picked blue highlights if I knew.
Male protect. Yeah, I already read that. Okay, let me read from this story again at Fox Business. Multiple transgender or non-binary gamers reportedly, like they're reporting themselves when they blog about this or when they write an article for Kotaku about it. It's so funny. Multiple transgender or non-binary gamers reportedly we did some studying, we investigated them, reportedly identify with the male protagonist in the popular Legend of Zelda video game series, claiming the fictional hero helped them to assume their identity. Some on social media have pushed back against the assertion, claiming that associating the fictional hero with transgenderism is a stretch. Link, the game's elf-like hero, has served as a, quote, egg cracker, which refers to something that reveals a person's transgender identity to them, according to multiple transgender gamers who spoke to Gizmodo. The first Zelda video game debuted in Japan in 1986 and North America the next year. The games, which tell the story of Link, a young elf-like boy who saves a princess named Zelda, have since grown into a franchise that spans 29 titles. Tears of the Kingdom, the latest installment, was just released, yada yada. Quote, it is inevitable all of us will see something of ourselves within Link, a gamer named Karoblin, who identifies as transmasculine and agender, told the tech outlet. Quote, we're an active participant even when we can't make narrative decisions because we get to decide who Link is. It's easy to discover yourself and see your gender through a character like this and to make trans readings, as the lack of traditional gender roles creates, maybe for the first time you've seen, a world where all you have to be is kind and brave. Yeah, none of that sounds insane to me. Like, I like this character because I identify with, the way they're dressed or the way they look or the way they're like handling themselves.
It's just so fucked. Like, imagine reading that statement and being like, we gotta get to the bottom of this.
This can't be right.
Being nice and love that's not enough. You gotta have a cock.
Hold
also,
on. So
gotta have a dick.
People were enjoying this video game on a personal level. That can't be right.
Whoa, yeah.
First I've heard about this. First I've heard of anybody interacting with art or content
I don't
this
like
way.
that.
No. A transmasc non-binary individual told the outlet that Link exhibits, quote, reckless, non-toxic masculinity, characteristic of transmasc people. And so that's interesting, because I would have thought that it was like Link is a trans woman, is like, I don't know what it head in people's head canon, like Link is like an androgynous trans woman, but trans masculine individuals are the ones who are claiming Link. So that's cool. I didn't think of it that way, but that makes sense too.
Well, yeah, I think it makes sense, because I think that, like, I think there are parts where I'm sure when there's parts when you're playing Zelda where like Link is gendered, so it's like you're gonna identify with Link, the character, and be like, oh, well, I guess that's part of it.
Well, another big thing is you didn't play Breath of the Wild, right?
No.
Oh my god, dude, it's so fucking funny.
And I say I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, so right here, Link has always been an androgynous reflection of the player, argues an article on gaming site The Gamer. Quote, most games allow him to act, dress, talk, and express himself in ways that rally against cisgender normativity. I mean, yeah, like even his like supposedly masculine attire is a Peter Pan costume. Like she's like got a short skirt on.
Yeah. And like, I mean, literally like an elf cut. That's like literally the haircut.
He is never once destined to exist as a symbol of heroism bound by masculinity. The freedom of expression is liberating. Okay, but I don't know where it is, so I'm just going to say it. One of the funniest responses to this is people are like citing how Link cross-dresses in Breath of the Wild as like an eye-opening moment or an egg-cracking thing of like, whoa, that's me or whatever. Or whoa, Link is trans or whatever. They're like, oh, actually, he was only forced to wear the women's clothing because he had to sneak into Gerudo Town, which is a matriarchal society that's run by women and no men are allowed there. So actually, it's so fucking funny.
So if we continue down this path, we're all going to be forced to wear dresses just to exist in the society.
Yeah, but we still won't be trans. It'll just be like part of our adventure. Okay, longtime Zelda producer Eiji Aonuma, I'm probably mispronouncing that, told Time in 2016 that he wanted Link to be a gender-neutral character, but that he is male. I love this so much. This is like, Fox loves doing this, man. Like, this is just Megyn Kelly saying, I'm sorry, children, Link is just male. Link is we don't say cis because that's a slur, but Link is he just is male.
Yeah, and it's under like the same guides too of, Santa Claus is a real person. Like Link has real canon, okay?
You have to respect that.
And that canon is male. Don't fuck with it.
It's so funny to like see people experiencing fandom for like, how are you on the internet at all? You've never experienced people with like an avatar that's a twist on a popular character. What? That's not the Batman I know. What's going on here?
Yeah, no, thank you. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's also just like they're just playing the game. They're not even putting some sort of backdoor code in to where now the code is. Not only that, not only are we saying that Link is trans, but I've now went through the back door. I've rewritten the code to where in the storyline, they're now trans. Like, it's just part of it.
Back during the Ocarina of Time days, I wanted Link to be gender neutral, he said, referring to a 1998 version of the game. I wanted the player to think, quote, maybe Link is a boy or a girl. If you saw Link as a guy, he'd have more of a feminine touch, or vice versa. If you related to Link as a girl, it was with more masculine aspect. Quote, I mean, that's like really wholesome. Quote, I really wanted the designer to encompass more of a gender-neutral figure. So I've always thought that for either female or male players, I wanted them to be able to relate to Link, continued Aonuma, who went on to say that he designed Link to be more masculine in a 2006 Zelda game before reverting to a more gender-neutral iteration in 2017. This is like the clearest sign that gender is made up to me. You're like, oh, well, I made the computer character more masculine. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Like,
yeah,
you're just I mean, not that I'm not criticizing him, but I'm just like saying it betrays the idea that, oh, well, gender is just a series of aesthetic choices or a series of aesthetic barriers that were placed on you by birth. Like that's what maleness is, or that's what femaleness is the way a computer character is designed.
Well, I just wish they would just get it straight and put jeans on Link. That way we knew for sure that Link was a man, and stop fussing around with these tights.
Did you, that fucking tweet from was that guy a country artist? Who is he? Somebody big?
I think he's a country artist.
He was like, well, my daughter said she liked jeans, and that means that she's a boy. But I told her, you're a little idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. But if I were a liberal, I would have done surgery on her.
And it sucks because, the pamphlets they send home with 7-year-olds about gender dysphoria, like, they're very clear. And you just read those pamphlets, and maybe he just didn't read the pamphlets that his 7-year-old was sent home about gender dysphoria.
Yeah, it's just, well, if your daughter thinks jeans means boy, where is she getting that from?
Exactly.
Like I don't know. It tells a lot about you, I think.
Every time my mom wears jeans, my dad tells her to change her outfit because he doesn't want the boys to think that I'm a homo.
Yeah, I wanted to do like a tweet search for jeans or like dress or skirt just to see how he feels about what clothing actually is, because he definitely thinks that that's gender, like rightfully so. He knows that it's gender.
Yeah, and I love how the most successful ad campaigns for jeans ever had featured women wearing them.
Whoa. Transgender themes in video games have made headlines in recent months. The Sims 4, a game marketed to children. I don't know about that.
Is it?
In like 16-year-olds, I guess, count as children.
Depends on their pigment.
Well, it's like playing house, so it's marketed specifically to little girls.
Oh, true.
A game marketed to children drew backlash in January when developers rolled out an update allowing players to design characters with top scars that result from breast amputation. In May 2022, the same game issued an update to let players select they/them pronouns for non-binary characters. That's a pretty crazy update for a game, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, it's just like, imagine caring about that. You know what you do with that game? If you hate it, you just don't toggle those things. You just don't select top scars for your character.
But I'm gonna need to look at them. I'm gonna need to take a photo of my screen when they're on there. I'm gonna need to share it with a bunch of other people who also hate looking at that stuff as well. We're all gonna have to see it.
You should be able to choose like he, him, or he, him, spiteful. That way they know what kind of energy your character's bringing into the world.
Yeah, I guess we missed this Libs of TikTok tweet about the Sims surgery scars. The Sims game announced a new update, which has the option to make a teen character non-binary or transgender by giving them double mastectomy scars and chest binders. The Sims is advertised for ages 12 and over. Oh, I don't want to actually look at the tweet. They're teaching young, healthy girls that it's okay to chop off their breasts. Yeah,
I mean, cool. You're going down a slippery slope if it's video. You're talking about video games. You know that, right? It's like I'm also teaching my kid that they could manage an NBA team, I guess. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah,
no shots. I don't know. She could do anything. She can manage an NBA team one day. I don't know.
This is just the moral panic of the 80s, but like ramped up because now we have TikTok. So now it's not just albums you buy at Walmart having bad, not Walmart back then, but like albums you buy that have bad lyrics in them. Now it's TikToks your kid can see for free that has the bad song, the bad wet ass pussy song in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The responses to them, these were so good. So there was a PBS Instagram post that they cited in here, and oh my God, everybody got so mad at PBS NewsHour for reporting on the trans fascination. I don't know, the trans inspiration they drew from Link. Like part of the defenses, they were like, he's actually based on Peter Pan. the most masculine character that we can imagine. That's why he was played very famously by a woman on stage. Like that's I don't know. That's the Peter Pan that I grew up. Not only a woman, but like a fox too. He was also a fucking furry man. Like I don't. I don't know if Peter Pan's really
Also,
your go-to alpha male.
At best, a little boy. Like that's the best you can do for Peter Pan is a little boy.
Yeah. I did like that. Who Marley Matlin? Is that?
I think you nailed it. Good job.
Maybe.
Good pull, I believe.
I don't know. Probably not. Ant1277 on the Instagram post says to PBS, as a person who played all Zelda games, including the original and the gold cassette when it was released, I can honestly say that Link is not trans.
No, you can say that when you played it, you didn't see Link as trans. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Because again, this is a video game that is being like enjoyed by the individual playing it.
It's so funny to fucking stamp your feet and be like, Link is not trans.
I played the gold cassette.
Yeah, I also had the first Zelda for Game Boy, and it was boring as shit, and I put it down after like 2 hours. So I didn't get to check his underpants.
Yeah, I didn't get to that part.
Queen Angel Damn Icon says, y'all be reaching completely unnecessary. Ing FM Gomez P says, please leave Zelda out of the gender bullshit. There is no gender. There's no gender in. They're from a land without gender. Okay, it's nice and peaceful because nobody has a gender.
Yes, that's the best part. And it's again, they're bringing like people are at home enjoying their games the way they're enjoying it. They're having their posts. They're writing some fan fiction, even like that's happening. No one's telling you that you need to consume. No one's telling you that you need to respect Link's pronouns. No one's saying that.
I know. They're just like they're hunting for things to be upset about. It's so fucking funny. The Sims? Who's played The Sims? Sorry, I know there's probably a large Sims community out there. I played it a little bit. It was fine. But like, this is like bottom of the barrel stuff to get mad at.
It's just I don't. They just want to be. They don't even really. I think it's messing with nostalgia too. It's like, wait, I did this when I was a kid. What if maybe, are you saying that I could have maybe enjoyed this more? And I'm finding out now that I've been like bottling this up the whole time and I didn't have to. I could have been enjoying myself.
Yeah, maybe. I think it's like they're just like, oh no, we're going to have to boycott what like the best game of the year. There's no gender here. There's no diversity or inclusion in this shit, okay? It's just a normal video game.
Yeah, I only like good video games with with very defined gender, like the Harry Potter game.
I'm sorry. Yeah, there's just like, where is it here? Never mind. I'll just get to it when we get to it. Talk Soup says no one is buying the games because of non-existent woke crap about gender roles. I guess when all you see and think is these things, you'll find it anywhere. Tell us about the transgender appeal of ice cream next.
Well,
probably tastes good.
Let me tell you about the transgender appeal of ice cream. It's actually pretty interesting. Like what? Fuck off. Like fuck. Also, you're the ones who are obsessed with it. You were the ones who won't shut the fuck up about it.
Obviously.
Like other people are just existing, and you're the ones who won't mind your goddamn business.
Crack D says, I always make, this is in the Fox News, Fox Business comment section, I always make major life decisions based on what fictional characters in video games do. It makes the most sense. It's like, yeah, you're making a good point. This is not going to turn anybody trans. It's only going to reflect what people already have inside them back to them. Mm-hmm. It's not like, it's not a real thing. It's a blank, not blank, but it's a canvas for you to enjoy.
Yeah. It's like, exactly. It's just like, no one's sole reason is Link wore tights and had nice hair. That's not no one's sole reason. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, again, Circle Twit says, "This is so important to me. I will not be able to eat, drink, or sleep until this video game character has informed me of their innermost secrets. I need the confirmation to be strong. This character is my guiding star through life." GM Simp says, "A fictional character in a made-up world who is drawn like something of an elf helps someone identify their gender. Wow, do schools and parents have a lot to answer?" So just like, yeah, people who don't understand like fandom, people who haven't ever interacted with somebody making like, you know, a friendly argument about the way they read the text. Like,
They just have no idea about like agency and being able to make something yours, and to be able to like think outside of the rules that maybe were given to you. You know, like even if every Zelda opened up with a statement that said like you're going to be playing as a boy who's a man, like even if that were to happen, you're still allowed to step outside of that. Like you're the one who's like, I only follow rules. I only do what I'm told, and I don't think outside of that at all.
Yeah, I don't know. Apart from like a reading that is the exact opposite message of the art or text, I don't really care how people interpret or interact with media, or you know, everybody can like what they like or not like what they like. And it takes a lot for me to be like, you watched it wrong. or like, no, you weren't supposed to get that out. And that's usually with more like overtly political stuff, or overtly moral stuff. I don't know. Maybe if you played Zelda and you were like, oh, Ganondorf, what a cool guy. You know, maybe then I would be like, okay, you did it wrong. You played wrong.
Link is Jesus, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Some amazing responses. Dan 5047628 says, "No LGBTQ has ever been a hero to anyone."
Like, you do know that anyone like includes, like, I know you hate them, I know you don't want them to exist, but like LGBTQ people exist.
But they're all fake. Like, they're faking when they have a hero within the LGBTQ community. They're pretending to be inspired.
They're just trolling.
No, it's so petulant. Like, all these people are like fucking 14 years old. But yeah, I'm sorry. No, it's not true. Actually, there's been a ton of LGBTQ people that are heroes to many. And LGBTQ people and characters like Master Chief from Halo, for instance, trans man.
I'm learning something new every day.
Yeah, the dog from Duck Hunt. Sorry, non-binary dog.
Non-binary icon. Everyone knows that.
Ms. Pac-Man.
But see, that's what's fucked up is like, yeah, the dog is non-binary, but that duck is very gendered, and that's the problem. Is that he keeps getting that duck, and that's pretty.
Yeah, it's up. Like you don't want to see gay propaganda or whatever. We've been staring at fucking straight propaganda for 30 years in that duck.
Like, yeah, the whole point is to not let the duck get away. Don't let the duck fly free, because that's a gendered duck. You got to get that duck.
I want to write I want to not even write the concerned think piece. I want to make a reaction to a conservative or to a concerned think piece that hasn't been written, but where it's just like, no, I will not give up my duck. Yet, like, he's a dog. He's supposed to go after the duck. All right.
Yeah.
Don't mess. You know, you want to call it a cat, or you want to call it a frog, or make it behave like a frog. It's a dog, okay? And he's gonna go after the fucking duck from Duck Hunt, like right next to my Elmer Fudd cartoon and my Pepe Le Pew cartoon about how rape is funny.
Yeah, just so mad.
I loved this one. Windhawk376 said, "Only masculine males risk their lives to save a princess, as they usually marry them at the end and have children." I hate to break it to you about what happens at the end of Zelda, my guy. Not that. That doesn't happen.
Also, you're like saying out loud that men only do things for women if there is some sort of payoff that is like marriage or sex, romantic
Or
benefits. Like you're
founding society. I don't know, Tony. It sounds pretty good
you,
to me.
you can't just like do it on love, bro. Just do it because you're supposed to do it. Like
But yeah, of course not.
only masculine men would try to say, listen. I only respect masculine men like Mario, Luigi. That's really it. Those two guys.
The kid from Neverending Story.
The kid from Neverending Story.
Chewbacca. And it's like, even in this, what if the male doesn't risk his life to save a princess? Is he no longer a male then? Is he no longer masculine?
I mean, pretty much.
Somebody else was like, I don't know if I grabbed it. It was so funny. Somebody else was like, listen, there's male and female characteristics in Link, just like there's masculine and feminine characteristics in everybody. We all have them. Okay, that doesn't mean he's trans. And it's like, no, you just kind of described like gender. You just kind of described what gender is. And a lot of people feel like
the whole problem with your beef.
A lot of people feel like they have more than one of those in them. You know what I mean? In fact, you probably do. You probably feel like you have more of one of them, and it's like statistically likely male. If you're assigned male at birth, you probably feel like a male. Just statistically speaking, it's very.
There are only
funny.
like two routes you can take if you're like a cis man, where you can either get like really upset and say like, listen, we all have characteristics. It doesn't make you one or the other. And then the other route is like, well, I like to cook and I like to bake desserts, so I'm queer. No, I'm queer in that I like to make pretty desserts.
Yeah, I'm queer in that I drive a Subaru.
Yeah.
I have a man bun, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah. So we're good. Yeah.
I haven't been able to change my oil in decades. Solidarity. Mukaro says they took the rainbow. They took the month of June. They are taking the American culture, and now they want to take Link. They want to take Link for sure. They want to take him out back.
Yeah. Like, listen. They take Link. The guns are next. Like, is Link now part of? I mean, I guess it is, but it's not part of American culture. It's part of just world pop culture. But it's funny just taking that as like a Western thing.
Somebody else was like, "Thank God." Oh, I think it's this long one. Maybe. Look at this. Newgard's Future said, only leftist groomers imagine what is between the legs of an imaginary avatar of a video game. It's their purpose in life. That is what I've been arguing, that everybody fantasizing about cartoon characters online, they're all leftists. They're all grooming left. They're all pedophiles, actually.
But I think that's the whole thing is like, they're like, no, we're not trying to imagine what's between his legs. We're trying to find out for sure what's between his legs. We're not trying to. I don't want to leave
this shit isn't a game. I know it's a game, but it's not a game.
Yeah, it's not a game. It's not. I need a statement from Nintendo before I can proceed.
Okay, last response here. This is a long one. I had to cut out the guy's username to cap the whole comment, so I don't even remember what it was. He's really annoying though, so it's probably a good username. Honestly, I don't even know why Fox covered this story. It's to get you to type literally 4 paragraphs in their comment section, which you did.
Yeah,
like you probably helped them reach like 4 more viewers at least.
Easily.
Any gamer knows that furries, shippers, and the alphabet crowd are collectively insane and has known it for close to 15 years. Your average gamer, definitely a good judge of sanity. Definitely a good judge of like mental and emotional stability.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just want to play. I play video games because I want to like fantasize about murder. Like, I want to be able to know what it feels like to just murder a lot of people.
Right, like heterosexual
and they're trying to make
stuff.
it all weird.
Yeah. We watched them dealt with them. We watched them and dealt with them online long before anyone else. The age old. We've been at war with each other since there was a space online. We have been at war.
Yeah. Well, since they got really good at the video games, that's the problem.
But for them to claim Zelda is I don't know. You can't be that big of an edgelord against furries. Like, furries are some of the biggest edgelords there are. Like, at least, I don't know, the modern generation of it's trickled down, but like one of the first, I don't know, the first time I remember like knowing what furries were was because they were all on 4chan. Like the furries are just as fucked up as you are, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, one of the first furries I saw was definitely a Nazi furry, and by Nazi furry I mean like a furry wearing a full Nazi regalia, like not one with like it was literally like a wolf with Nazi regalia. It wasn't just like hypothetically. But step up your edge game, bros.
But for them to claim Zelda is affirming ... is one hell of a reach. It's actually the end. Wow, don't pull a muscle making that reach, guys.
Yeah.
It's actually the antithesis of all they stand for, to be honest. I mean, hell, even the mushroom hat selling woman and the old farmer who wind up getting into an election which could read as, quote, liberals versus conservatives, ... It ends with both sides being taught a lesson in humility, restraint, and realizing they both had value. So liberal, you're talking about liberalism.
Mm-hmm.
But right here, both sides needed to pool their collective skills together for the good of the community. Now you're talking about communism. That was a lesson I was happy to see and teach with my child. The problem with so I think there's a gay character. Like, I'm only a little bit into Tears of the Kingdom, but one of the researchers I'm talking to is obsessed with the more senior researcher and like wants to impress him and looks up to him and like fantasizes about him like openly. I think he might be sprung for him. And I don't say that to like talk like as a pejorative. Like, I'm not making fun of this computer character.
Can you find out for me? Can you play it through and find out for me? Because the only way my kid's playing this game is if there's a gay character in it.
Yeah, totally. What level of confirmation do you need?
I think I'm gonna need penetration. I don't want no like bullshit like faking it, you know. I don't want one of these characters to just have a bi girlfriend, okay?
Does he have to be a bottom or a top verse?
No, it's okay. We're gonna be open about that. It's fine.
Okay. That was a lesson I was happy to see and teach with my child. The problem with real-world liberals and the alphabet crowd is that they don't view anyone who disagrees with them as even worthy of being allowed to live. Yeah, totally. There's an extermination campaign right now in this country going on against people who disagree with trans people's right to exist. Like, that's the whole... You're literally talking about somebody's right to exist as they are, as a person. How can you dare say that they're the ones trying to not let you live? Anyone who disagrees must be crushed, destroyed, and eliminated. And so we have people like the killer who shot up the Christian school in Tennessee, who was, by reporting, trans. So we have people like them. That's why his manifesto hasn't been released yet. It confirms that. And that's kind of why I included this long fucking diatribe in here, is because of the way it ends, where it's like, oh, trans people, they're on an extinction mission for non-trans individuals, and we know this because of the trans shooter. But only if we only had their manifesto, then we could prove it. It's like they already killed a bunch of people. Like, including, why do you need the manifesto to prove that they were motivated to kill somebody?
Well, because they need more than that. Because if you follow that line of reason, then the math kind of adds up against their argument.
Yeah, they've just already assumed that this was like a pro-trans murder. I don't know what like the document is going to do more. It's already canon now. It's already canon in the right wing that they were the trans killer. So like, I don't know, just maybe drag the news cycle out, keep it in people's minds. I guess that's the main goal. But Yeah, fascinating. From Zelda, from Tears of the Kingdom, somebody saying like, "Hey, I felt represented as somebody who's between genders or somebody who's like non-gender conforming. I felt represented by the little fucking elf creature prancing around and slaying monsters for a babe."
Yeah.
And it's like, how could you possibly be upset by somebody feeling that way about a video game that's pretty good? You know, I can see if it were a bad video game and you were like, you're wasting your emotions on this inferior product. You know, this is Gollum. This isn't anything special.
Because if you let people believe that feel affirmed by something like Link, then before you know it, there's going to be people walking around saying that they're actually part reptile and that their saliva is venom and that they know martial arts, and they won't, and they never will. So it's the same thing. It's slippery slope.
Yeah, but I could be Smoke if I get Elon Musk's Neuralink implant. I could actually be Smoke.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
What a fucking
That's a
cool
possibility.
character. Who is the other robot one?
Does Jax count?
No.
I
mean, he is.
The other one was called Cyborg.
Was he called Cyborg?
Yeah, or like Scythe or something like that.
I know Smoke was the all black one, and I think
try to be Smoke just by smoking tons of weed, but that's not quite where I need the implant too.
Yeah, look at how fucking cool Smoke is.
Yeah. Smoke's pretty fucking cool.
I don't know if he was a robot. I probably got that wrong. Yeah, super cool character. He's only in like 2 or 3. I don't remember. It was hard to get him. You just go to the Mexican restaurant that had arcade cabinets and you'd be like, I hope this is the Mortal Kombat with Smoke on it.
This is the one. Yeah.
Well, that's it for the episode. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks for supporting the show. We're going to be doing Death Chat 500 this weekend.
Hell yeah.
Got fun stuff lined up for that, including the reunion of a very certain morning zoo crew from Tony and my neck of the woods called the Morning Stiffy.
Oh, shit. I did not know that happened. Hell yeah.
Man, I hope Tiffany is hot when we see her.
I hope Tiffany's still hot when we see it. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. So tune into that this Saturday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time by going to patreon.com/Minion Death Cult. I put the link to the stream right up there for you to click on at 5 p.m. and we have fun with it. So
it's a good time. Come hang out in the chat. It's nice.
Yeah, we'll see you there.